Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right, so let's take a peek at whatever the 16th holds. And I want to go with this deck. Here we go. What do we have for the 16th of February? We have an Ace of Swords for starters. So there could be a real truth coming in. Could be sharp. Could be, this can be the sword that, King of Swords, or excuse me, King of Wands sideways. This could be a truth that is either like, wow, I just realized something, and this could be a King of Wands realizing something, and it may not be super pleasant, to be honest, um, because he is sideways. What is this truth? Can we just get to the core of that for starters? It's either a bout of King of Wands or it's a King of Wands getting this truth. The truth is 10 of Wands, 9 of Wands. I'm hearing that song, I think, by Marty Stewart. Oh, because this one's going to hurt you for a long, long time. There's something here where, like, okay, well, you know what? I think this is the one that I got to let go of, but damn, I'm having trouble letting go of it. It's something that he thought he could get over easily, and almost as quickly he realizes I can't. So what or who is it that you thought you could easily, forget? Ace of Cups sideways, Four of Swords sideways, Temperance Angel, King of Coins. When I say what or who were you thinking you could easily let go and it wouldn't bother you, I mean, it certainly could be somebody that loved you deeply, somebody that, look, she seems to be the one that was in the wounded energy who stopped talking, but she loved him. Perhaps maybe he didn't realize until now that he always thought somehow it would still be like they'd work stuff out, and instead it looks like she's, even though she maybe still said that she loves him, she's gone quiet. And I think he thought that'd be fine, because the Ace of Swords can be a severing of a connection. It can be a truth. But the Ace of Swords is where, like, this is a big realization as well. And it says his realization is this isn't something he can just shrug off. Now, I don't know why, if you cared so much about having harmony with her and being a King of Pentacles to her, meaning like building something stable with her, why you thought it would be so easy to just be like, oh, whatevs, it doesn't matter if she's around anymore. I guess if she's leaving, that's cool. Only to discover, like, oh shit, no, that's not okay at all. We have the Moon. What's the deal with the Moon? Either he thought maybe this is stuff that's been hidden inside of him. Or with the Nine of Pentacles, maybe this is more like he's realizing I looked at things only from my own lens, which of course we all can only look at the world through our own lens to a certain extent. But it almost feels like maybe he never really contemplated, what is her life really like? Where is she? She's amazing. I know that. She's single and abundant and gorgeous and all these things. So wait a minute, what is her life really looking like? Almost, I'm sorry to say this, but maybe he never pictured that she would move on and perhaps end up with somebody else, or maybe he always still thought of her somehow as like, oh, but she's she's still kind of like mine. And now it's like, oh my god, I don't know that I think she's mine anymore. Queen of Cups upright, Hanged Man. Okay, there was definitely something on this in this storyline. Please remember, I don't actually read for genders, but we certainly do see masculine and feminine, so I'm going to read it that way. He thought kind of he had all the time in the world because she would always love him. And for the first time ever, he is experiencing what it feels like to have her fully withdraw from him, and it's hitting different. It's hitting him, and he's realizing she's okay without me. I don't even hear from her now. She's withdrawn from me. I don't know what her life is. I mean, I know she's amazing, But who is she out with? Where is she at? Because it's not with me. And for some reason, I thought, you know, I, I always did think we'd end up together. I guess I didn't see this silence and this retreat on her part. But he even acknowledges she retreats because she has to go heal. But he said I was always able to count on her loving me. And I kind of felt like I had all the time in the world to either decide what I wanted to do with her, or decide how much I wanted to give to her, or it feels like he kept her like in his mind, like she was always on this string. She was always this person that, like, I know she loves me. I have this confidence in this, and therefore she's mine any old time that I should want her. But at this point, it looks like she has withdrawn. Let's go ahead and change decks and let's take a look at her. Okay, so Queen of Cups. Tell us about where you're at. The Lovers, the Emperor. Oh, she's withdrawn, all right, but it's not to lick her wounds and heal. I mean, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. She's noticing somebody else. She's eyeballing somebody else. There, and he's beautiful and he's giving, and on her mind is like either she already has met somebody new that is a real emperor, or she's just envisioning like, you know what? I'm not sitting around crying or anything like that. I've moved on, and I know that I'm going to choose somebody else. I'm going to be in love with and, have a completely different partner. 3 of Wands, she's just looking at her future. She doesn't know who is in her future exactly because we do have the moon, but she envisions it as, I'm going to have a wonderful love story with an emperor. I'm ready. I'm starting to look around me. There could already be someone that is on her mind, even if she hasn't like started a connection with somebody yet. Do you think about this, we'll say this past king at all? 3 of Cups. She assumes he's out dating a bunch of other people. So in her mind, like, well, he was never mine because he always had so many other choices around him. Did you know that he loved thinking that you were in love with him? 6 of Swords. She's like, I'm not in the business of trying to figure out what other people think I'm thinking. I only think for myself about how I actually feel. And when it's time to let something go, I let something go. So I don't know. That's actually really great. I think that she answers in that way because it clearly says she's not hung up on what someone else is going to do, because why would she be? She doesn't have control over what other people think or do or behave. That's not her. She's not in the business of taking care of what other people are doing. 7 of Coins. She also feels like she's grown beyond this connection. And maybe this was a long, slow journey for her to get over him and get beyond him and get to this point where she is today. So maybe it's that simple and she's just in a really good place now. Do you have any inkling that because I'm picturing somebody like stumbling. I'm picturing him like acting like, oh, this is fine though. She's gone. Yeah. I mean, I can feel she's withdrawn somehow from me and it's fine. I mean, oh God, it's not fine. And all of a sudden he's like stumbling. We just downgraded. We were at a 10 of Wands, which should have been like, not even a worry. But then the card that came after it was the 9 of Wands. Oh no, this hurts. I feel like a delayed reaction from him. And it is because now it's sinking in. Oh my God, I thought I had all the time in the world to still like reel her back in if I wanted to. Ouch, this is starting to hurt. I don't have time. She's gone. Let me go back over to him for just a second. How are you feeling recognizing that things have just changed? We have the World upright. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Well, all of a sudden, he doesn't want to be a player. This is a sudden, like, all the things I would have done differently. This is like somebody, trying to look, I'll be better. I'll be better if only I can have this chance back. King of Wands upright, I would completely 100% now give to her now that I can't have her anymore. Now I know I want her. Why did you delay with the Hanged Man, though? Why was it never important before? Knight of Swords are too embarrassed to answer that. Knight of Swords is, I mean, honestly, I feel like they fell in love with her from the first time they maybe saw her or something and wanted her, but that's intentionally why they said, so I just wanted to, Hangman. I knew instantly how important she was, and it's like, well, that's a person I'm going to wind up marrying, which changes my whole life. I'm not ready for it to change, even though I met the person that I knew was for me. I knew it in an instant, and now I've gone and I've blown the whole thing. I intentionally was like, whoa, she's the one, which means I want to avoid for right now because I'm not ready. So the delays. I guess at this point, though, I mean, now you would do it all different, but it is too late. But I don't even know. Would that be a sincere change? Are you really suddenly ready, or do you just not want to let somebody go? Queen of Pentacles. I think they don't want to let her go. You see the little fence in front of her. It's like, no, I just want her to only want to give to me. So you're territorial around her without actually having even been there. Or were you? Like, what role were you playing in her life? Were you playing any kind of a role at all? Because she says you were just dating other people. Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands. He was playing no role in her life at all, other than, again, to say, she is mine. Someday, much later on, I will, have this wonderful person. In the meantime, she's probably out doing whatever, traveling, doing whatever she does. But someday I'll end up with her. It's like he told himself that story, like, she's doing the stuff that she needs to do. And, one day we'll be together. But because it was on his terms, where it's like, I know she loves me and only me. So I have no need to lock it down with her. So instead I can allow her to go off and do whatever she wants. But really it's the way he told himself the story so he could be in the power position in this story. This whole thing has been about the power position, right? He fell in love with her, maybe at first sight, immediately with that Knight of Swords, and then instantly wanted to pump the brakes and went into Hanged Man twice. He didn't want to lose control of I'm going to give my heart to somebody that I love. That's why he tried to be the King of Wands sideways instead of the King of Wands upright, which she says now he was just out with everybody. He's saying, I wish I hadn't been a Knight of Wands. I'm turning over a new leaf now, even though it's too late. So I would say he keeps trying to paint himself in a slightly better way. I was a King of Wands sideways because I did love her, but no, he was a Knight of Wands. This is somebody who's just out playing the field, but found the person that he wanted, the person who he thought loved him. But I think, I don't know, what's the deal with you wanting to have played the field? Was this just you wanting to? Seven of Wands, it's a combo of I didn't want to get trapped in a relationship. I also, part of their struggles might have been to feel good enough about themselves. Maybe they got lots of ego hits off of, engaging with other people and, maybe getting some kind of feel goods, and that could have been something that they fought even in themselves, like the ego thing. But regardless, how is it that you recognize on the 16th that there's something different and that she's gone? The World. Maybe, okay, so we had a storyline, I think it was on Tarot Dog, but it was somebody who had waited all day to hear from her on Valentine's Day and didn't. And then it was like, oh my God. I'll try to make sure that I put that video up because this almost feels like the continuation of that story, but I'll try to make it so that'll come up on your screen right about now. And Justice, and he knows something has changed. Obviously, because this is about, a transformation of time. I look at the World card as at least 24 hours or an entire year. He can feel something just changed and he's like, the shoe just got put on the other foot. Now is my time to cry. Now's my time to realize she's gone. For a split second, he thought he'd be fine. He was so sure that she was always still going to be in love with him and somehow be out there. But instead, this is like in the span of just 24 hours, he has come to realize she's gone. And just because this Queen of Cups, I mean, it is very Valentine's-esque, I'm just wondering if he thought, certainly around Valentine's Day, probably I'll hear from her or something. I don't know why you think she was going to be reaching out to you. Why would you have thought in the last 24 hours you should have heard from her? Ace of Wands, because there's something about, because I'm here in the pit bull right now. I know you want me. I want you. He was expecting some like expression of desire. Wow, this person seems like they have quite the ego. Okay, well, it didn't happen, and that's where you recognize she's gone. Let me just ask, feminine, did you just finally really get over him? Three of Cups. She's like, I don't doubt for a moment, again, with the Three of Cups, every time we see what she thinks of him, she's like, he's somebody who just has tons of other people in his life. Why would I need to be another person in his life? He's not missing me. He just likes the game. He loves third parties. That's what he does. All the beautiful women in the world, that's all he wants. So you don't think that he has any particular attraction toward you? King of Swords. I would say she says no. Honestly, anyone who could be this ice cold, because the King of Swords is very ice cold. There's no emotion. She may say, I'm not sure that he has emotion, which is ironic because he thought of himself as a King of Wands sideways or a King of Wands upright or a King of Pentacles. She says, no, I don't actually think he has emotion. But even here, like the face that he's got, he looks like he's like full of himself. I think that our feminine is just like, yeah, no, I'm good. So look, this isn't about her staying connected to him. She's really, really, truly moving on. And I think this is just on the 16th is going to be a very difficult day for him because he's possibly going to start tearing his hair out. I don't know. What's your Six of Cups sideways, Six of Swords? Everything here says, I lost a soulmate. I lost a divine counterpart. I lost the person, my lobster, my 1 in a billion, and she's moving on and she's fine without me. It is hitting hard for him. The 16th is going to be a very rough day for this person who played these games. 9 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. He's mostly tortured with the idea she's with somebody else. She's given to somebody else. Oh my God, but she's mine. She's mine. Look at this tiger. And, in the back of their mind is her. And she's kind of like holding the sheet up like she got no other clothes on. And it's like, oh my God, this is driving them crazy. Holy smokes. Okay. That is probably the justice card kicking in. And it's all because they're like, why? Because I hear somebody saying stupid, stupid, stupid. Like, how could I have been so stupid? Why did I slow walk all of this? I mean, at least I should have cut it down by half the amount of time that I was slow walking this, saying I'd be with her at some point. You know what? This person is so egotistical. Even now, this isn't like in the reverse, like, oh my God, how did I let her slip away? I should have done everything different. This is like, I should have just done it 50% different. I think they have a lot of growing up to do. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for this person being like going bananas because it actually still feels like this is someone who they had a really beautiful person, and it's always more about them than it is about a partnership. So I don't know that I think they're ready for a partnership. From what I can see in the cards, I can only see that they're like, my precious, they're in Gollum mode. They don't want her to be gone. And they're realizing I'm picturing her in somebody else's arms and it is killing me. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribe.